Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Dark Brew podcast. I am, of course, Brew, the one and only,
And I'm Dark Side, and there's a lot more of those out there, I think.
and we're about to get going on another wonderful episode. Here we go.
Dark brew, dark brew, dark and brew crew. The podcast.
Hey. 30 hours. How are we? Dark, how's the week? How are you feeling?
All in all, I feel great to be alive, my brother. And gaming and watching movies my buddy Brew has in store for me. That was fun to do that.
Yeah?
I don't
Do
really
you like being on the other side of it now? Moana was cool, but this is like, a better movie than Moana that you got to watch this week.
although I didn't have the reactions like you may have had. People weren't going like, "You haven't seen Catch Me If You Can."
Yeah,
but they were going like, "Yeah, that's a good movie. Yeah, you should check that out." So I was excited about it. Playing a lot of games. What about you? How was your week?
my weekend's good, man. During the week, busy as ever, man. Streaming has been phenomenal this week. We got the fam
Yeah.
coming out. We're having a lot of fun in stream chat and having giveaways and all kinds of great stuff. Twitch.tv slash BrewCru. Other than that, though, I'm in game, but just been running a lot of events. This post event world that we live in at this point until Jester's Festival, people they lose a little interest. The drive isn't as hard. So I really try to make sure our guild events are happening and fun and popping off. So I just try and be around. But
Yeah.
we've been dabbling in other games as well. It's a good time to try other things.
The best.
ESO is not
The
the
best.
only game, and if that is your only game, I highly suggest you mix something else in the rotation because burnout is real.
Diversify your bonds because this is the best time to be alive ever and be a gamer. It's just the best.
Yeah.
There's so many choices. It's great, man.
And they range anywhere from super relaxed gameplay all the way up to Elden Ring's out. So if you're looking for hardcore, hardcore is here, and there are quite a few people who are getting into the hardcore of Elden Ring. Have you watched any footage of it?
Oh yeah, I've been watching it since November. I may pick it up, man. Honestly, and I'm not even the biggest like Dark Souls esque fan or like Bloodborne or any of the From Software people games. But I've always admired it for what it is, and it is hardcore gamers gaming, and I can appreciate that. Even if I didn't enjoy it as much as some people loved punishing themselves with Dark Souls. But that challenge of getting through it, I mean, that's what it's all about, and I can relate, some of that in ESO where it's not as, of course, but certain things can feel like, it's hardcore, right? In ESO, just a little bit different of a beast. Those are fun games though, man, and the atmosphere, and just it's get that dark, grungy RPG, wearing knight armor. You're fighting ugly but beautiful creatures, enemies. The landscape's amazing. It's surreal. That's the kind of gaming I can get into. That's what I love getting immersed in. That's what I can smoke a bowl or not even, and just kind of let myself really get into the world. And that's like the little piece of my childhood that it's the magical thing I still have in my life at this time. At 41 years old, I can still have a little piece of magic, and that's my game.
Yeah, and absolutely, I can't agree more. That not only is it aesthetically pleasing, no spoilers, but at one point you come across this giant light tree, as early on in the game you see
I've
it.
seen that. It's amazing.
Gorgeous. And everywhere else though is dark and grungy, and you really feels, you get the vibes of it. And overall, I'm gonna buy it. I won't. I don't think I'm gonna pay full price for it though. I keep telling people I'm gonna wait for it to go on sale. There's plenty of other games I can play right now,
Mm-hmm.
but it is definitely going to be a game I will play because it has the depth. I've been watching, stream after stream. There's tons of my favorite streamers that are playing the game currently.
Mm-hmm.
So I also like that because, I've never played a Dark Souls game. I haven't played any of them. Know of them. Obviously, they're highly touted in the gaming industry as being a quality. Did they win Game of the Year? I feel like at least one of them has won Game of the Year.
Possibly. I want to say like Bloodborne, or I don't know. I can look that up.
But it's very, very well received by the community from what I've seen. Um, and something I'm interested in playing. In the meantime, though, I've been playing a couple other games. Having a little fun. Having a little casual gaming with a game called Forager. It's on Game Pass right now.
Yeah, I actually have played Forager.
It's a fun little game. I'm enjoying it. I don't play it often. I'll play it for, an hour, maybe two a week.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun to just kind of get into it, build a little homestead, collect resources, build. You get to fight little slimes. It's a little cartoonish. It's
Bruce's little piece of heaven.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a nice little relaxation sort of thing. And I've been having a good time with it.
Those are fun little games. I mean, I think as any gamer's gamer should have those little ones they just nip into every now and then. I got mine. I've been a Game Pass, man. It's. I wish they'd just add more and more because I'll go try every game on there. And I think I've played a lot of them just to even try them out. But they've been doing a good job of putting out some new stuff, and I love to check out indie developers and just off the wall
Game Pass
stuff.
is great with that. Game Pass
Yeah,
really
'cause-
pushes those indie games for you, which is great.
Yeah, and sometimes you find a diamond in the rough with some of those. Some of them are kind of crappy, but no. Do you like
Have
any
you
of the
played
retro
any cool
gaming
indie
stuff?
ones lately that you've?
Well, that's
that
what I was
you've
gonna
done?
say. Yeah, like the like some of the retro game stuff, I really can get into depending upon like what it is. Like a side scroller, like a platformer, all that. I may or may not get into it. Um, there's a bicycle game,
Oh,
bicycling down. It's like downhill. I don't think it's downhill. I think it's the other one.
is it
Real
like cross
basic, but
country bicycling? Like
you're just going down mountains, right? You're just going down a mountain real quick, and if you fuck up, hit a rock, you're just done, and you just reset immediately. And it's like time trials and figuring out the stuff. It's not very complicated. It's on Game Pass. It's not looking at my thing. I'm actually trying to look it up on the website right now. But it's fun, You just go and do your little thing. It's kind of like that rally game. Yeah, so there's Art of Rally on the Game Pass where it's just pretty simple, like graphics and stuff, but it's the techniques of rally driving are in there, even though it's not like overly complicated simulator or anything.
now
It's like a time waster.
Okay.
But there's a bike game that's very similar to how it kind of operates. Anyway, it'll be the last one I scroll through here. There's a shitload of games on Game Pass. Jeez.
Yeah. I've been looking through stuff because there's been some games I've had my eyes on in Game Pass. One of which I'm looking at right now. It's called Astroneer. Just looks
That's a fun one, man. Especially with friends. If you haven't played Maneater, that's another fun one. For your shark eating humans and doing all this crazy stuff, and you get bigger and bigger. Yeah, it's real tongue in cheek, it's real campy, but it's a fun, it's a little game to play. And that one I was talking about is Lonely Mountains Downhill, and it's
Oh, okay.
fun. Been playing Madden. I think we were talking about this before the podcast started. I got back into Madden. I dip in every now and then to see, what's the Madden game like. Last few years, I didn't like it at all. This year, I like doing the Ultimate Team, putting my fantasy team together with my favorite players of my whole life. Grew up watching, and current players. A lot of fun. I don't really get into the PvP in Madden, but unless it's like couch co-op, like if I was playing you, it'd be different. Like somebody I knew, but just randos
Yeah.
because they quit in the middle of the game or they just have dirty tactics. It just aggravates me. I'm like, okay.
It's more like exploiting the game. They find the one play or a couple plays that work like every time, guaranteed, and just you can't stop it. Shit,
If you've never played my friend Pedro, that's a good game. Sorry, I was just looking at that. That's a real fun little game. Yeah,
My friend
got the
Pedro.
banana. Yeah, dude. It's just you and guns and just mass murdering stuff while you're flipping and twirling. It's like you're John Wick on steroids. And this banana appears to you and tells you to kill people. So it's a little wacky, but it's fun. Good little fun.
Sounds wacky,
It's wacky.
but that's fun though. And who doesn't like to kick back and relax with a
You just
quirky
murdering
game every now
mafia
and again?
dudes. Yeah, you're just
It's like Destroy All Humans was one of those games for me.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like quirky and fun, but I had a great time
Right.
and it was a good game. So
That's what it's all about, man. Just having a good time. Make you forget about other shit while you're playing it.
what have you been getting into in game? What's been going on in your ESO life?
This week found some inspiration to go finish off all the achievements in Vatashram. Every single one.
And you were
And,
quite inspired, and you did it.
Yeah, it was. I had a little 7-hour session where I just wouldn't leave till I got it done.
Is that
And
all it
dude,
took you? That's damn. Dude,
Well,
that's
this
nice.
last little bit, I'd gotten so close to triple banging that a few times, and then when I went back in, I died 4 times, 3 times to grappling, and one time at the end I didn't die, but I grabbed a synergy bot, like 10% left on the last boss.
Oh
Stupid.
no!
I accident. Yeah, dude, my time was like 33 minutes. It was. I was sitting there going like, okay, I'm my own worst enemy. Just slow it down a little bit, and then it was easy.
How long
But
do you have? 35? 45?
Yeah, 45 minutes.
45.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shame though. Those grapple deaths, some are just straight unavoidable. Like
So I don't let myself land anymore. I don't because it'll bounce you off the wall. So I'm Spider-Man. I don't even land. I
You
grapple,
immediately
I
turn your
turn,
camera and get the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if you have a floating controller stick, you're fucked.
You're fucked. I don't let that happen
yeah.
to my controllers, or if I do, I don't use that controller anymore. Like we're buying a new controller the next day. Drift. Oh.
Some of them you can kind of make better, clean it a little bit. And if it's not a nice quality controller where it's manufacturers used a little bit more parts, like more expensive parts, if it's one of these generic ones, they're not meant to handle our level of sweatiness all the time. They're not. They're
meant for the more average use case, and not our use case of 8 hours a day we're playing with our controllers in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's right. I wore one out last year in a month. 1 month it was done. I was like, okay, well, nope. Nope, I'm not gonna buy that shit anymore.
Spilling goddamn coffee on myself over here. Jesus Christ.
Damn, son, you got a drinking problem.
What a morning.
What a morning. Afternoon.
Yeah. Well, I just woke up.
It's
2 hours
2:45
ago.
in the afternoon for brew. I mean, it's morning. Y'all don't know the difference. Or care.
I needed it, dude. I needed the rest.
Yeah, dude, get your sleep on.
I think I went to bed around 11 last night. I didn't log into Xbox ESO at all. date night. So, you know, I try to leave a night or two a week where I don't log in.
That's human. That's
Got to
good
keep the balance. Got to keep the balance. Although some weeks I'm like, oh, dude, I can't believe I'm giving up a day. If it's like event season and like,
Yeah.
you know, money making season, sometimes that day is hard to give up. Other weeks it's like, man, you know, kind of wish I didn't have to do this event or I didn't sign up for this run tonight. Like, I kind of just want to take the night off. I've had nights like that as well.
Yeah, well, yeah. It happens. There's even stuff you love to do.
It's all about balance. But wow, dude, Vatashram, I've only been in there twice.
You've gotten the void pitch die doing some of those achievements, right?
Yeah, so that was the first time. The first time I ever went in there, I was like, all right, we're going to do this die. So like I knew what I had to do going into it, and just, you know, ran across the lava for a long time. You know, sat
Yeah, and for those
between
of you-
two fucking posts and grappled because you have to grapple 1,000 times or something.
It's like 500-600 or something stupid, and you have to run. What is it, through 10,000 meters of lava, kilometers?
Yeah, I think it's
stupid.
And then the blue one is the you have to spend up to 10 minutes in that spirit realm, whatever. I don't remember what they called it. After you teleported to go get a switch. Yeah, so the first time I was in there, I did that. And I mean, the Void Black is so worth it. If you have not gotten the die, it's the darkest die in the game.
It's so black.
It's
there are no colors coming off that.
You can make it so it looks like back on the, you know, it's been a while since I've seen this, you know, Series X life, but on the old Xboxes, sometimes a character wouldn't load the whole way. Like you would see a character, but it's just a black body, like outline of like it just hasn't loaded the features yet. That's how dark you can make your character.
That reminds me of those people I start seeing after I'm up for 4 days. The Shadow Realm. Yeah, it's a cool place, man. And you know what? All in all, just to prove that I went back and I went through and I forgot to grab the health power up. And then it wouldn't let me go back and get it halfway through the red part.
Yeah, but I was like,
fuck it. Didn't need it. Triple banged it again. I was like, okay. And here's the weird part. I did it quicker than my first triple bang or whatever. When I died one time, okay, I went on a run. I died once and got a score of like 250,000. I went and did it 10 minutes less without dying and without grabbing any synergies, and my score was less. So I think...
How?
And dab me, I think you helped me with that. I think you get more points going and killing the side bosses that you don't have to kill.
Oh, well, of course you get more points that way.
Yeah, so I think that... I don't know if I'll score pushing there. I don't know if I care enough. But I think it's all in all...
All you would have to do is do all the side bosses while still keeping it under the time limit of 45 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Flawless.
No problem.
And, you know, that would probably be at least a top 100 score on Xbox, I'd imagine. How many people have done
easier. Done what? How much of a score?
How many of the Undying Song do you think there are?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah, I saw one. I saw like 3 today. I don't know if it's just that phenomenon where you start noticing it more because it's been presented in your life. You know that phenomenon. You ever learn a new word and then immediately you hear that new word like used a lot? There's some.
It's just called out more because you made a note of it.
Well, right, but your brain notices stuff like that more, and there's a phenomenon, and I don't know the name of it right now. It's almost like quantum entanglement, but it's not that. But anyway,
love that.
Yeah, I started seeing that, and the event, because I wanted it. I noticed, PvP event, all the PvE titles everywhere, and I would see those, and I would go after them. I want your title. I get that by killing you, right? No, fuck. But I think it's an easier place than Maelstrom, because Maelstrom you can control Vatashram more with Maelstrom. There's a little bit of RNG with the poisons on a stage, or where those yellow ghosts come out at the end, or with Vatashram it's a little bit less like that. You can kind of direct what's going on.
So, from your experience for people doing Vatashram, what are some tips that you would, now that you've been spending countless hours in there, what are some tips you could give some people on Vatashram? Besides the obvious ones like, hey, do it in order, the correct order. So if you're doing, a stam tune, do stam last.
Practice reps. I think if you want to go in there and you're intimidated, don't be. It's just like anything else. It's just going to take learning it, and that's going to take a little bit of pain, right? But then the frustration, Snacky, she was in there a little bit yesterday, and she's persevering, but she got to the point where it's like 1 a.m. and she's on the last boss, and she's going like, I was like, dude, and she even said it first, I probably need to sleep. It's like, yeah, because you need to be refreshed when you're going in there, but don't get frustrated. If you need to step out, come back in later, do that, and find a build where you're providing yourself resources, and you don't have to be doing crazy amounts of damage.
Yeah, there are no damage. Like, yeah, it'll help, but you don't need much damage to get through Vatashram.
Well,
sustainability is so much more important.
Because there's enemies in there. If you kill them, all the rest of the enemies disappear. Right? It's like an old Zelda. So you need to learn those. So you can get to those, kill it, focus on it, get it down, everything's fine, move on. Kind of like that. I want you to get in there, beat the shit out of that place.
I mean, like, I have a vet clear. That was the second time I went through, and it was surprisingly easier than I expected.
Yeah,
because I don't have the reps. Darkside's been in there rep after rep after rep.
Well, but you're just sweaty. You're just naturally sweaty.
Yeah, I mean, like, I died my fair share, of course. I don't think I had Vit left at the end, but it was a fun mechanic that, like, I grasped the grappling, where the side bosses were, heavy attack, and the magma orbs, whatever. Like, I knew that stuff, luckily, so I didn't have dumb deaths there. But those bosses, like, which ones have the rest of the ads disappear, that stuff I don't know. So, I focus the main, but as soon as I start getting swarmed by ads, I start trying to work them down to keep myself up. Mm-hmm. Also on the blade, it's really fun because damage is my heal. So as long as I'm using my spammable and have siphoning attacks up, there's no heal I need. As long as enemies are up.
And you can teleport outside of that ring at the end when you're fighting her with a blade. Just easy as hell.
Yeah.
Never get trapped.
Never get trapped. But yeah, I'd like to get in there more. I think I kind of want to do a flawless first in Maelstrom.
I think Zoo's been working on that.
I think
Zoo, shout out.
Yeah, shout out Zoo,
working
Ray
hard.
Daddy.
Working hard.
I think that would be fun to do.
Wick has got it down. He's been score pushing for months now.
Yeah, I need something.
So Wick,
I got to
go to Vatashram
though. Is what I'm trying to be doing lately.
Yeah, it's fun, dude. You can get a lot too. I love achievies. Yeah.
And although it may not be the most fun, fishing. We're getting the Master Angler. We got to get it done. Mm-hmm. There's so many achievement points tied to fishing.
Sorry. I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay, though, because I do it after doing a good amount of content. So, like, you may notice on streams, but I'll do core. I'll have, like, a guild event, core, and then I go fishing for a while. And it's a great decompressor after, you know, to just hang out, cast a line for an hour or two.
You know, Jerry's always down.
Yeah. Jerry's a G. Loves to go fishing with me. He's working on his second Master Angler while I'm working on my first, which in light of the recent announcements in, what was it, January, account-wide achievements came out or been announced.
Over and out, yeah.
So either way, he's finishing it. And it helps, for those who don't know, grouping into max of 3 people in your group helps the spawn rate of rare fish.
If you're fishing in the same hole, or just if you're grouped?
If you gotta be fishing in the same hole.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was unaware of that. I just thought it.
So there are a couple buffs you can do. There's the 2 in the champ tree in green that quickens your fishing time, like the amount of time it takes to catch a fish, and one that raises the rarity of the fish. Then you can put on Arteum pickled fish bowl, which is a special food that also helps increase the chances of getting a rare fish.
And that's for going after master angler, because you if you were going after a roe, you wouldn't want to do.
No, you don't want to increase the chance of rarities. You do want the speed fishing time though. That one's still great to have.
Yes, absolutely. That's cool, man. One day I'll do that.
It does make it go quicker. I can get almost a whole zone done in an hour.
Wow.
Less than. Like, it's generally just one fish. So you're always left, like, still looking for this one fucking fish. I'm still looking for this one.
You gotta be pretty close then. You gotta be pretty close.
I mean, I'm through AD. I'm mostly through Daggerfall. A lot of zones only have 1 or 2 fish. I'd say probably 4 of the zones only have 1 or 2 fish left. I'm fishing in mass right now with Jerry and Ebonheart, just because I don't have much of anything there. So, like, whatever he needs to work on in Ebonheart, I'm like, sure, yeah, let's just go there. I think the other night we went to the Rift to fish. Yeah. And then I have to do all of Cyrodiil except 1. I checked that one. I was like, oh, shit. Maybe I've caught fish here before. 1 singular fish.
Do you often dip your rod in oily fish holes?
No, and then I have to do all the DLCs, even after I get Master Angler. I haven't done any of the DLC zones.
I am referring to Clockwork City fishing spots, by the way. I wasn't being dirty. I mean, kind of dirty. That's cool. Master Brew Fisherman Angler.
A Brewmaster Angler.
Brangler. Yeah, that's fun. And you said you're going to be looking at the PTS server pretty soon, huh? Uh-oh. Brew is going to beat his dog right now.
He got a squeaker, and I was like, nope, we're not about to play this game. Normally he's not in the room with me, but today you're being a bad boy. Papa's trying to record. Yeah. Yeah.
You need to mess with him when he does his podcast.
Yeah. Comment on his friends as they're barking along, playing games or podcasting or whatever shit they do.
Doing their TikTok.
But yeah, I'll check out the PTS. I'd like to do that this week because the patch drops next week.
Yeah, we need the deets, bro.
So, I don't know if I can access it via the Stadia, though. I might have to be through the PC to access the PTS. But I'd run the dungeons, build my Magblade, and start testing stuff out. Is a goal as I get more and more into the ESO content and world community. I want to be better informed.
Yeah.
And that involves the PTS.
Mm-hmm.
So
coming soon.
Yeah, other than that, that's about all I've been doing in gaming. How about you? Any other games you haven't talked about that you've been diving into?
I still haven't gotten Far Cry 6. But I'm back. I've been just sorting out random achievements in Far Cry 5. I like basic open world shooters, sometimes with the story or whatever. You can do some fun things in that one, you know what I mean? You got a parachute, squirrel suit, you can fly around jump off of anything, and you're like basically in Colorado, so there's mountains everywhere.
Mm.
It's do a lot of fun. You fly planes, drop bombs on on enemies, and jump out and blast them with a bazooka, like Battlefield, you know. Have fun, little playground. But there's some DLCs with that too, and one sets you in Nam, right? And your helicopter's crashed, and you've got to make it to the extraction point, and you have nothing, and you've got to find your buddies who went down in your copter. They're prisoners of war now. Kind of fun, you know, just to go around and do that.
Are there a lot of open world shooters that you've played?
Like sandbox? Yeah. I mean, the Far Cry series has always been one of my favorites. Just since 3 was really a game changer. And it's a lot of people's favorite Far Cry. Just all kind of came together, and that's what got me into the series. And then they had an expansion with that called Blood Dragon, where it's all futuristic but retro 80s, where you've got like a laser gun, and it's got what's his name from Terminator, the guy that played that went back in time, the main dude in that, who does like the voice, and so it's all cheesy. It's like kind of like Duke Nukem, but not as, you know, obnoxious. But it's great. It's other ones, you know, a lot of third person shooters. Yeah, GTA is kind of a third-person shooter if you think about it, with a lot more in it.
Destiny was my true like open world-ish,
beautiful game,
sort of thing. That, and I love the speeder. Who doesn't love a speeder bike, you know?
Dude, very Star Wars-esque. Yeah, it was a great game, man. And I always thought that franchise just, it lacks something I could never put my finger on. I did the raids, and I did it. You know, I played the first one, I played the second one. I never got heavy into it, hardcore into it, but it was I always enjoyed playing it. You know, whatever class it is, the hunter with the single
the hunter was
handgun. That was I just loved having that idea. I felt like a futuristic old west gunfighter. You know. Just, headshot.
One shot, and as long as you hit somebody, bah.
What about you? Shooter games that you enjoy besides some other stuff?
Halo obviously was a big one for me through the years. But other shooters, I don't know. I don't play many FPS at this point, or any shooters kind of at this point. Play Fortnite from time to time.
That's evolved, right?
Yeah, it's changed so much. They have a gun now that shoots in first person. That just came out this season, which is funny.
So it changes
they're starting
changes your perspective to first person when you have the gun.
It's a red dot. It pops you in on a red. So like the game's moving towards, I think, the option of third or first person.
That is interesting. I don't know why people would go first person though. They have the choice because you have a better, field of view going third person to see around.
You get better aiming on the first person.
Oh,
much better aiming.
Wow.
But I mean, Fortnite's always been unique just because of the building, and that ironically is what kept me away from the game in later times. Because there are people who are just so good, and that ain't me. I can't build like that. People build and edit 5 times all within a second, and it's like I can't keep up with that.
Have you thought about playing Deathloop? That.
No,
it got Game of the Year. Though. Game of the Year. Yeah. I haven't played it yet, but every gameplay, every person that's played it enjoys it. I think. Maybe not 100%. But it looks like a lot of fun. It's humorous fun. Got a good mechanic to it. I have not played it, but it looks pretty groovy. And to those of you out there that have played it, let us know how you like it, how you enjoy it. Leave us a comment.
Please leave us a comment. Tell us.
Tell us what to like.
I always look for recommendations. Hell, I was looking for recommendations for TV the other day on the Discord, and we've had some members like give me stuff to watch.
There's a lot of it out there.
There's so much, and I'll never get to all of it, obviously, but it's one, it's a great conversation starter. It's always just like, hey, I'm looking for stuff to watch. What should I watch?
Dexter. All of it.
Dexter. Serial killing bad guys. The moral conundrums that come with it.
Fucked up show, but it's a gripping. Although the new season, no spoilers, but I have very mixed emotions about what I just watched. And you, my friend, had me watch something. But before we talk about that, I would like to refer to our sponsor. It's a really important sponsor today. Let's cut to that. I'm just a weary traveler. I've been everywhere from Vardenfell to the Somerset Isles, and I've yet to ever find a guild that suits my needs. Do you have any suggestions for a good guild, sir?
A good guild? None. But a great guild is the Dynasty of Tamriel. Not only are they all over Tamriel, but they're a helpful guild and welcoming to all members.
Even somebody like me?
Especially somebody like you. Weary travelers have bounced from guild to guild, not finding what they were looking for. Well, consider this the last guild you'll ever need.
I like the sound of that.
Apply today, and we have all sorts of helpful benefits to our members.
I love benefits.
Active leaders, Discord with many chats and youthful bots. And the best of all, a free guild trader.
I love free things. Where do I sign up for this Dynasty of Tamriel? It sounds amazing.
I'll send you a link to the Discord, and here in game I can add you right now. Welcome in, friend.
I used to not be in a guild. Now I am.
Gee, thanks, mister. I really appreciate it. Where did this little boy come from?
And thank you, Dynasty of Tamriel. You've been an inspiration to all of us.
Truly instrumental in the formation of this podcast.
I would say brutally instrumental. If you know what I mean.
Just ever grateful. Ever grateful for the Dynasty. All right. Well, let's get into it then. Yes, I did, in fact, have Darkside watch a movie this week. He gets to watch a very quality movie. One time we had him watch Moana. That's not quite the same. This time we had him watch Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah. And what a good movie. I'd never seen it. Like I was telling you earlier before we started recording, I was 21 when this movie came out, so doing other things, probably not drinking though. But yeah, it came out in 2002. Tom Hanks, DiCaprio, got Christopher Walken, it's got Martin Sheen in it. Just
it's a killer lineup, dude.
It was really good, and in the heyday, this was I think the fourth movie, also a Steven Spielberg movie, and it was the fourth movie I think Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg did together. And man, I enjoyed it, and based upon the true events of Frank Abagnale Jr., con man supreme at a very young age. It's just, man, an enjoyable movie. The pacing of it kept me into it. The balls on this kid. It's just
wanted to be like his dad.
And I jotted down some notes because it had me it had me thinking a little bit. The first note I put down was talent can get you out of trouble with the U.S. government.
Oh, it's absolutely. You know what? You were so good at what you were doing. Do you want to work for us? We'll
You're so
knock off
good that
all the
you're better
jail
than
stuff, and like you won't actually have to do anything. You just have to work for us forever.
we'll actually pay you, and commute your prison sentence. Yeah, I've seen that in some other instances, right? If you're a great hacker or whatever, the government wants you on their side. So, it just depends. It depends on what they want from you, or they put you in prison because they don't need you. But I just thought that was interesting. I put down also Christopher Walken as his dad. He would rather his son stick it to the U.S. government because he has a vendetta kind of against him because the way he feels like he's been treated. He'd rather his son keep doing this awful stuff and doing what he's great at, even though it's harmful to him, than be a good dad and tell him just stop this. Right? You're great at this, but focus something else. His dad admired it. Well, in the movie at least, he admired his son a lot, and his
Which is
mom,
funny because it was all about appearances, and Junior always looked up to his papa in that sense.
Right, and his dad had his, it was always, every time they'd meet up, because he was on the run so much, he couldn't see his dad too often. Every time they'd meet up, first thing, his dad would tell him about his troubles with the IRS or the government coming after him. Mm-hmm. Which would fuel his son even more, probably, to be like, and he even asked him at one time, just tell me to stop, please, and I will.
A car. It's like, how would this look? Come on.
Right. Think. You're such a thinker, and you didn't think about that. The third note I put down was his mom was a dirty French whore.
Oh, another movie with a hoish mom. You gotta do what you gotta do, okay?
Man. And when he catches his mom with his dad's coworker that one time, Caprio played that so good. Just stare at the ground. Fuck you, mom. And he takes her money. Here, take this money. All right.
I mean, I guess so. It is money.
And then the last note I put down was there was a time when only women were stewardesses or flight attendants, whatever you want to call them, and you could go to a high school and recruit young teenage girls to become stewardesses.
That was a decent career, though. You got around the country. A lot of shit was already paid for.
Can you imagine a pilot coming to a high school and going, I need 8 of you girls to come with me. and I'm going to get to pick who's the ones.
Everyone wants to do it, so I get to pick which ones.
Right, Mr. Principal? Right.
Right.
That was a little weird. That was a little out of place, maybe. Kind of inserted just for... I don't know if that part was true, because there's some stuff about this movie that were not realistic, right? There was no FBI agent that he talked to on Christmas, or had... He had no relationship with the FBI because they were after him.
Yeah.
This is... But it's... For the movie's sake.
Makes a better story this way, though.
Right.
Dark. Come on.
Right, and I'm just saying, like, I'm looking up some facts on IMDb, and I was like, okay. What's interesting is, Frank Abagnale Jr., that this movie's about, appears in the movie. He has a cameo. He's the French officer that arrests Caprio on Christmas Eve. Yeah. One little factoid. Yeah.
I did not know that. I also... Yeah, I don't generally look up trivia about that.
Yeah. Thought it'd be fun for the
I love it. No, I love it. It's never something I never think to do.
Also, I think it's when the FBI is... There's the blackboard in the background where the FBI guys are talking to each other. Or it might be when Caprio's talking to him. I don't know when. It contains a small note at the bottom that says Stephen and Tom's 4th project. And that refers to Spielberg and Tom Hanks' 4th film together. Oh.
Cool.
Fun fact. It was good, man. It was. I really enjoyed it. I wish I'd have seen it earlier in my life because it's a good one. It's a rewatchable one.
I think it really kind of glorified the lifestyle for Frank Abagnale. Like you watch the movie and you're like, damn, I want to be like that. It's just this pilot
Yeah,
pulling down stacks. Like, look what
just the
pilots get to do.
balls on
Just
a kid. I mean, to be 16 or 17, whatever he was, and to go fake your way onto a plane or as the pilot, like, man, he did not give a fuck, and it worked out for him amazingly.
is that you think possible given that like I didn't live through that time period, but do you think it was possible for that at that
When he
time
did
to
it,
just kind of like
I think it's easier, of course, with all the technology and the ways the security stuff. I still think with confidence and wit, you can con a lot of way through a lot of shit in this world. I mean, like art heists still happen.
hmm.
I mean, like, yeah. Of course, it's probably different. There's no way you're getting in the FAA like that today. Like, but
Yeah, the amount of security in airports is
well, with all the hyper coding and into like your security tag and all that stuff, like it's hard to duplicate a lot of stuff. But you know,
I feel like
hackers keep coming up with new ways to do stuff, and the authorities keep coming up with new ways to prevent them to do stuff. But there's always a way around. There's always a loophole, right?
so what would you give a grade for this movie? We seem to be given a 1 through 10 scale for our movies. Where does this rank for you?
Solid 8.5.
8.5. Good score.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good score.
I was never bored. That was a great movie, beginning to end.
What were the drawbacks that kind of prevented it from being over 9?
It didn't feel like a long movie. I think it's like 2 hours and 25 minutes or so. I don't think it lulled, but you could have maybe cut out a little bit of just some of the. No,
Gotcha.
no, that's the only thing I can think of really.
That's a good score. It was a good movie.
It was.
And thank you for
I really
watching
enjoyed
it.
it. I appreciate the suggestion because I do like to. I don't go search it out as much these days. Stuff I haven't seen or classics or from time to time I do. And this helps me realize I do need to go back and watch movies more. I don't really watch a lot these days. Sometimes like maybe
Happens to a lot of
insinuate.
us.
Well, there's so much, and
Yeah.
you don't know where to start, and you're like, oh, well, I just won't even. We do that with stuff in our life all the time. It's just so intimidating, or
There's got to be a word for just the amount of content coming out and how people the feeling of like you can't keep up. Because you can't. It's not possible. Every time you
Yeah.
like a new series, it adds to the number of things. Oh, I need to watch, when the next season comes out.
Mm-hmm.
You see an ad for another movie that's coming out, and you're like, shit, I gotta go see that.
I've got a good I've noticed because I've watched movies and because I've seen patterns and stuff, and not always, but I have a good idea when a movie is about to come out, or I can just see the previews or just kind of get a grasp. Am I gonna like that, or is that for me, or is that gonna be good or crap? I can kind of know. Not always. I'm surprised, sometimes, but I kind of know. This going to be quality. It's a little harder now with all the new stuff because I just think it is. It's Hollywood's weird right now to me. Great and weird, and I think they're finding their footing again with like original content because last decade was a lot of refurbed garbage.
Yeah, it's everything's coming back, getting refreshed into the modern age.
Let's make Ghostbusters again, but all women. Okay, I mean that's okay, but why? Just because you want to do it with all women because you feel like there's a need to do that? I think that kind of thinking is okay to like try new stuff, but if it's forced because of this or that,
because of the
sometimes it
climate.
don't come out being great, And
Yeah, you're
I wanna
limiting
see.
yourself. If stuff fits, that's great. I love that,
Mhm.
and it'll speak volumes in the actual production. But if
Mhm.
it doesn't fit, then it ends up just being catering.
Right.
You're catering to an audience.
And I'm all for, trying all kinds of new stuff. Just don't force it, And it's all about the money. So if they can force something and it does make money, we'll do it. I want to check out the new Spider-Man. You said you saw it. I want to check out that and the Batman. You watched the Batman?
Ooh, no. I do want to watch the Batman though. It's in theaters right now. It came out this
Do you think
past
he
week.
says, "I'm the Batman"?
I'm curious to see if he does.
I'm the Batman.
I am the Batman.
I'm also a vampire.
Yeah, there might be some hate on it. From what I hear though, he does very well, Pattinson.
Well, I don't have anything against what's his name, Edward Cullen. I think I've seen him in a couple other stuff besides the Twilight Saga, and for what that was, but he's a decent, fine actor with a very unique face. Yeah. And the car, right? The car from the new Batman. Oh, looks pretty
Is it
sick.
in the preview? I don't remember much of the preview.
I saw it like a few months ago when it was like still probably in post production. Got leaked or something. I was like, that's pretty cool. It's like an old muscle car kind of vibe to it. Batman's one of those things that we're always going to keep coming back to because it's such, and I think Batman even more than Superman. Because Batman's cooler than Superman. I don't care what you say. Superman's a stupid character. He's overpowered, and he has a stupid, weird weakness, and it's just
Superman feels cliche to me.
a.
I'm super strong. I can fly. I have laser vision. It's like
I'm powered by your son.
It's just like, all right, Superman, iconic superhero. Calm down. We get you the original or whatever.
And Batman's like a normal dude who's damaged, like most of us nowadays.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And is sorting that out, and also has a code he goes by, which, he's supposed to not kill people. They kind of threw that out the window with Zack Snyder and all that shit. But they did a lot of things wrong, I think, with that series. But I digress. Batman's cool. Will always be cool as long as they don't fuck it up too much.
Did you play any of the Batman games?
Oh, loved Arkham.
Love
dude.
the Batman
kidding
games.
Me? The fighting system
Oh,
from
yeah.
those games that they've used with others. It's so fun to just those. It's such a great system.
They even
I
had
go back
like
and play those.
an arena style where it was kind of just like see how long you last against waves of enemies.
Oh, I'd sit there for hours. Just
we would pass the
dude.
controller, like we would smoke
so
and just pass
fun.
the controller and play it, see if we could get a high score.
Yeah. And that fighting system, I think, didn't originate there. I think it came from Matrix Path of Neo. I think that's where it first originated. Because it's such a similar kind of thing. Now, they may have refined it, and I could be totally wrong, but I think I read that somewhere when they're talking about it, some gaming. I'm blaming you, Game Ranks. I love Game Ranks. They give me so much good information.
Oh man, I haven't thought about those Batman games in a while. That fighting was just so fun. But I still have a hard time believing no one died. I've hit plenty of people off like buildings.
Well,
like,
you're also like
they lived.
You're suplexing somebody up straight on their head, like
Yeah.
And Batman's like pushing 260 pure muscle in that game. You drop 2 knees from 30 feet up on somebody's neck.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Send them some flowers in the hospital.
But I think the main point is like just don't use guns.
Yeah.
It's like the main Batman thing is like
There's a
he's
Game
an
Boy?
average guy and he doesn't use guns.
The Batman game for the Game Boy, you have a pistol.
Oh really?
Yes. Yes. You're Batman with a little gun.
Bang.
Right. That's not fair, Batman. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
I'm the Batman.
The code has changed.
Yeah, I love them. I can't wait till the next one comes out. Oh, actually, there is a new Arkham like game like that, except Batman's dead. Batman and Alfred are dead, and
Wait,
you play as like.
How?
So
What,
you
you're
play as
Robin?
Nightwing and Batgirl,
Oh,
yeah,
Nightwing.
and
Sorry.
Robin,
Yeah.
or whatever, you know.
You know, he grows up. I'm a man. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there's a couple of other ones. I forget who they are, but it's like all the fighting and stuff, and you can. I think it's multiplayer too. Like you can have like your buddies play with you, so it's like that. But it's like you left out Batman. Batman's dead.
Just using the it's still called Batman though, because it's set in the Batman universe.
Let me look it up. Hold on. Because what do I Google search? New Batman game?
Yeah.
But he's
See what news comes back with.
Oh, and the Telltale Batman.
Do you like Telltale games?
I like the Batman ones, and I liked A Wolf Among Us because not all of them. I really didn't like the Walking Dead one.
I don't explain these types of games to me.
Story based, where your choices matter, and there's like quick time events, so it's not the sweaty stuff, but they're great. The ones with great stories really pull you in, and there's only been, like I said, like the Batman one I really enjoyed. They're just enjoyable, man. I'll just kind of like them. And then Telltale Games went out of business, and then they came back into business, and so they're going to be making more now, which is cool. That game is called Gotham Knights, by the way. It's a Rocksteady game, which Rocksteady's done all the previous ones. So that'll be, and that's coming out March. It's coming out this month. Actually, it said to come out March 4th, so that was 2 days ago. So if you like those games, maybe check it out. I may check it out just because of the mechanics, of the game. But, man, I love Batman and his cape and all his little tools. Drive around the Batmobile. I think the last game, it was a little bit too much Batmobile. I think they're like, oh, let's add this driving component, and just that's going to be so much of it. You shooting missiles and dodging all this shit half the game.
It becomes a tank. I mean, the Batmobile is just a tank in the game.
Yeah. But God, you had to do that, and if you played that where you're just shooting these missiles down, and it's just like every 5 seconds you're in this like Batmobile battle. I was like, okay, I get it. It'd be cool if they'd you could make the Batmobile go into like the tumbler, like the little motorcycle, like from Christopher Nolan movies or something.
Yeah,
that'd have been neat.
Well, aren't they balls that you can in fact move any direction in the Batmobile?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like motorcycles.
Oh, okay. It's a sick ass motorcycle, that's for sure.
I want to see the Bat Wing, the Bat Cycle, the Bat Boat, the Bat Jet Ski, the Bat Pogo Stick. Just bring it all, Give me everything. Bat Copter.
The Batcopter. Oh, jeez.
Bat Tesla.
Damn, I might go play some Batman tonight.
That's your goal. There you go. Boom. Play some Batman.
Goals for this week. That's a cool thing. I mean, like, my goal is always just to grow the stream and grow the guild, so let's try and get some more followers or new guild members in. In terms of achievies, gonna try and knock out DC fishing this week, I think, is my goal.
What do you think? And this just came to me. This might be the stupidest idea ever. What do you think about getting a poll together where we put a list of whatever amount of games, maybe 4 or 5, and we let the people pick maybe what we go try.
A game we try a week?
Or something that's available, so we're not going broke doing this. But like a game maybe on Game Pass, or like just something we can agree on. I don't know.
Put like a multiple choice out. Yeah, put 4 games and say, hey, vote on what game you want us to try, and we'll talk about it on the pod.
Yeah, or even stream it one night and then link that to our YouTube or something.
Oh, I like that. We could stream it together for sure.
Something interactive for the listeners out there. Get them more engaged. Get them,
Yeah, get the community going a little bit. I love that. Let's browse through Game Pass and see what's there. And we'll put a list together. I have not played a vast majority of the games on Game Pass, so
there's a shitload of them.
There are so many games.
Yeah. On the Game Pass page a minute ago, it's like, how many things you want us to list? How many games you want us to list on the page at one time? I was like, well, 100. And then I scrolled to the bottom. It's like, there's 3 pages.
There's still, yeah. We think that we can't fit it all on one page, even if you pick the biggest option.
That's great.
Games. All right, well, we'll put that poll out this week, guys. Keep an eye for it. It'll probably be in the Dynasty. I might have to make a new channel in the Dynasty for just the podcasts. I'll have our link to our. Yeah. I'll build that out in the Disco.
Yeah, we want you to look at our poll. All right,
because again, the Dynasty of Tamriel, a wonderful sponsor of the DarkBrue podcast.
The best so far, I think.
Yeah, definitely our number one, partner, sponsor, influencer is Dot. It has to be for the guild.
It's my favorite place to chill.
And in turn, we sponsor Dynasty too. The DarkBrue podcast. We're a proud sponsor of the Dynasty of Tamriel.
Proudest. Maybe the only one. Maybe not.
I think so.
You don't know. We don't know.
The gold flows both ways.
I just want to think there's some Russian dude or whoever, maybe in Japan, Canada, Argentina. It's just the most avid listener of the DarkBrue podcast, and they just don't know how to comment. Maybe
the YouTube.
I
think the YouTube's the only place you can comment. And sorry on the delay for those videos, folks, but shit happens Sunday nights that I'm not always able to get it up Monday morning. Sometimes it's Tuesday morning. But
you can't get it up in the morning?
Not always. Last week my PC crashed as I was video editing. I had a panic attack. I was like, oh my god. And I was trying to do pledges at the time while I was editing. And shit just started going sideways. And oh shit.
He's messaging me and I'm going, oh god, I hate, I've lost hours and hours on an editing project because of that. And it's such a kick in the nuts. So I was
uninstalled and reinstalled it 3 times and it started working again.
That's great though. I'm happy.
It's because of my PC limitations. I'm starting to run out of room.
Start a GoFundMe.
I might need to. Maybe I'll put that goal on my stream. Start saving money for a better PC.
I mean, if Viva La Dirt can raise, 1.5 mil for their new studio, we can raise whatever it is to get your more memory. Yeah,
yeah, it's a combination of my main drive is only 256 gigs. So in reality, that's not that much. But I have an a secondary drive that has 1 terabyte that I am not even close to filling. So it's just a matter of moving shit over. But yeah, the CPU to render the project, I have to leave my computer for a couple hours while it works. It's just it's all right. One step at a time. It's a baby PC.
Price of success right there.
She tries. And as we grow, then we'll see a larger need for a better tech. But this is what
expand when you can. I need to play more on my PC that I just got. A little gaming laptop. It's pretty good. I fucked up though. and I kind of didn't get one with enough memory, like enough space, so I can always add on. But it's quick and it's good, and I just I'm playing the new console.
I just have such a strong Series X, man. My PC stuff is not necessary.
But some of it's pretty, and some of it's exclusive PC, but it's all right.
There are a lot of smaller indie games that I wouldn't mind trying on Steam. But man, you should see my PC try and run ESO. It's tough. We're running minimal everything. Stuff just looks all blocky and gross.
I remember having to do that in WoW when I had, think about 2006, what laptops did then, and I was running WoW, and I had to, oh my god, dropping frames, low poly, rough time, but made it work.
It's crazy to see how far the internet's come. Remember dial-up? Man, I couldn't get shit done on dial-up internet.
I lived all through dial-up. At the dawn of dial-up, and I used it to a game. I used my 4K goddamn modem to dial up my buddy, and we'd play Duke Nukem against each other. And Doom 2, and anything that would work. And it was such a pain in the dick, because somebody'd call your house and fucking DC you.
We did that to friends. It was funny.
On purpose?
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck that guy.
Out.
We were teenagers, so fuck you.
Okay. Hey, what are you doing right now? Not playing a video game? Want to hang out?
Oh, we didn't stay on the phone. We just called just enough so they DC'd, and then we hung up.
City of brotherly love, my ass.
I don't live in Philly. Just close to Philly.
It's the only thing I don't know what your city lives in theme is.
I live close to the capital of PA.
What's the motto of your city?
God, I don't even fucking know if we have a motto. We used to,
Find a bigger city.
I lived in a town called Mechanicsburg, so a lot of mechanics used to live here. There's a railroad that runs through. And that used to be like why this town is here.
It's a creative name.
They were some bright ones here, I'll tell you that much.
I mean, you know what you're getting. New
it.
Steam Deck's out and the reviews are in, and I think there's some.
Can I buy it yet?
You should wait. You should definitely wait. I think you should. I've heard it's I don't know. It's probably a little bit overpriced now. Maybe not.
Ooh, $400 for 64 gigs. $530 for 256 gigs. You get faster storage and an exclusive Steam Community Profile bundle. And then the top tier, $650 for 512 gigs. Premium anti-glare etched glass.
Wow.
Exclusive virtual keyboard theme were the two added benefits to the highest price one. Oh, sweet. Oh, it comes with a dock. Sold separately.
You're looking at the Steam Deck?
Yeah.
It's got 4 programmable buttons on the back, like the paddles, like the Elite controllers. Pretty neat. What I'm seeing from the reviews, a powerful but flawed system, like a Switch alternative for PC gaming. Which, now you can play Nintendo games on, like, from Steam.
Really? Steam has Nintendo games?
Well, it says this can run Breath of the Wild. So.
I wonder if it's moddable.
It probably will be. China's had some of these kind of handhelds out for a bit, PC handhelds, but they're Chinese.
That sounds about right.
And some you could mod for Western use, I guess, or whatever. But I've never really used any. The last handheld I had, dude, I think I had a DS, and before that was a fucking Game Gear, Sega Game Gear, like 1993. And I love that thing, but God, was it like the translations from like Genesis games, and they're like, you can play this on Game Gear. Oh my God, they're totally different and shitty. Like, play Mortal Kombat on a Game Gear was the worst fucking experience ever. You know, not the same.
It's got some decent games that it can play. But yeah, I mean, like, as far as handhelds, I like the Switch. It works well for Nintendo games because Nintendo games aren't, like, for example, they're saying No Man's Sky. Is this truly going to be able to handle No Man's Sky extremely well?
Oh, probably. I mean, No Man's Sky is not the craziest, like...
Elden Ring's on here. The God of War series will be playable. The Witcher series. I guess The Witcher's not that visually advanced, but...
Yeah, I might check out some YouTubers, see what they... See some gameplay, kind of see what's up.
Again, it's a cool concept. I like that portable is a thing.
Mm-hmm. And I with Valve or Steam or whatever you want to call it, Steam. Yeah, it's that's a company I like to see doing stuff because they've been your computer's library for PC gaming, for the way you access games, so your launch portal for over a decade now, and doing it really well with over 28 million concurrent users. Like, yeah, should be making moves and doing stuff. So this first one too. Remember the first iPhone? So.
And everyone said, "What do you need? Why do you have a phone and your music together?" Why not?
Little did they know we'd put everything.
Why not put it all together? I don't know why people resist combining. Like, it's the same with cross-platform. Why are more things not cross-platform? Everything should be cross-platform. It's only going to grow. It's not like it limits anything.
I think with some money deals, exclusivity, like
that's what it comes down to, money.
But the exclusivity
corporations
deals
and their money.
I think they're falling to the wayside a little bit. You've got to see the groupings because you see these conglomerates merging, right? And you're another company that gets left out. You're like, I've got to get some. So you see, like PlayStation scrambling to get some of the studios after Microsoft did their big buyout. PlayStation's going, we got to make some moves here. We'll take you. We need some studios making.
Sign some studios now.
Yeah. We need stuff too. You gonna buy a PlayStation?
Probably not. There's not enough of a value for me to buy one.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably play a PlayStation if someone gave me one. I would try it. I mean, I would at least play ESO on it, if nothing else.
Well, I think you're gonna see maybe not God of War, but you're gonna see some of these exclusivity deals maybe last a year and then be open to everything because developers or whoever's, maybe not developers, but these companies are wising up and they're adjusting with how the system's going, and they know that exclusivity may not be the best thing. You want a broader audience.
Yeah, it limits you. And like you get all of the exclusive extra money within that first 6 months to a year. Anything beyond that, you're just like, okay, Xbox has a game release. It's huge, everyone on Xbox buys it. And Xbox gets a little more money because people on PlayStation who really want to play the game that badly buy it at launch. And then they'll most likely buy it again in a year once it comes out on their home console or, you know, whatever system they prefer to play on.
I think the age of the console wars, quote unquote, is kind of over in a way. At least the way we kind of, the way it was. It's the beast has changed, and now there's a piece of pie for everyone involved, as long as they're working within, you know, the system that's set up, which is publishers and everything equally, you know, doing their thing. I'll be interested to see if PlayStation gets a little bit better with their Game Pass-esque service, the PlayStation Plus, or I think didn't they have something new?
I don't know, Maverick was talking about it the other night in chat because I was curious. I was asking him about it because he's a PlayStation to Xbox convert.
Mm-hmm. And I've played, you know, I've had PlayStations too. I just not recently. I haven't gotten the 4 or the 5. And the same reason you said, you make me want it. Do something that makes me want it, and it's like, well,
yeah, like I'm not opposed to the console. Shit, I bought a Switch still. Like, I was still convinced to buy a Switch. Like, hey, there are a lot of good games on there. You gotta make me want it.
Mm-hmm.
Put that value in my head. There's also a good price. I think they were what, $299? Like the cheapest console that's been released like in past very long time, because every console has been starting at like $400, $500 lately.
Yeah, it is weird because like game like Deathloop, it's a Bethesda game. Bethesda's owned by who? Now they're owned by Microsoft. But Deathloop was in PlayStation exclusive, PlayStation PC exclusive, for at least a year, right? So it's a little weird, huh?
Very
especially
weird.
Right, because I think that was set up right before that merger happened, right before they got bought, or the buyout, whatever you want to call it. It's just interesting, some of that stuff, some little deals being worked out. It's gonna be a great year for gaming.
I don't know if we can say it enough. This is the best that gaming's ever been, and it's only going to continue to get better.
There's a lot of stuff I'm looking forward to coming out this year.
Mm.
Fun for everybody. Game. If you don't game, If you don't game, why are you listening to this? First of all,
Yeah, well, you found yourself in an odd place here if you don't game. I'm happy
you're still
here.
listening.
I'm happy you're here, but unique. You're the minority, not the majority in this situation.
Or you really like Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
Like, really like.
I mean, hell, it is a good fucking movie.
It is. I think, you know what I think it was, what kept me away? Was when every time I saw like the poster or the DVD cover for it, it's a pilot running. It's a pilot in a pilot suit running away from a guy in black. And I was like, what the fuck? Does this guy just... He's a pilot, travels all the way around the world, running from the cops? That's what I thought the whole synopsis of the movie was, because I knew nothing about it.
I think
like
it is a pretty poor
minutes.
cover image.
Yeah, it didn't really... I mean, it is what it is, because that makes sense for the movie, but yeah, I think they could have done better. That's my one criticism. The poster art. The marquee
criticism.
Great movie. Even if we don't talk about it on the podcast, I want more movies, more suggestions.
In-game suggestions. Keep an eye out, guys, in the Discord.
Yeah, let me know. Whoever. Give me some movies. I may have seen them, may not. A lot of movies I haven't seen. A shitload.
All right. Anything else to plug besides, Dynasty, as always? Thank you guys for sponsoring the podcast.
Thank you guys for being in the Dynasty, if you are. And if you're not, thank you for going and joining right now. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We would love to have you come out and be a part of our fam and just hang out, and as casual or as sweaty as you want to get. We've got.
If you want to be extra passionate about the community, tell your friends. Get them in here. Recruit other people into Dot. You know, tell friends about the podcast. Help us grow.
As long as they're cool. Don't tell your shitty friends.
Oh yeah, well, fuck them. Why would you even talk to your shitty friends still?
Yeah, why do you do that?
You deserve better
listener?
positivity in your life. All right?
We love you, listener. We won't treat you like that person.
2022's our year. You don't need that negative energy. If you got shitty friends, cut them out.
Eat, pray, love.
Jesus Christ, we should probably end it now, huh? we're going down to Kuwait the road.
We've been all over the place today. It's been fun though.
And guys, as always, you can check us out on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is up and going. If you like the visuals, you can comment there, like, follow, subscribe. I think YouTube's a great avenue for us to grow as well as a podcast. And well, hey, we may start throwing up some streams if Darkside and I can start streaming together a bit, or we'll co-stream action.
Figured out. We got some ideas. Got some ideas bubbling. They just
if we see that there's a YouTube audience, it kind of helps drive us because, well,
yeah,
we do this all in our free time. So like, if there's not a lot of subscribers, we may put more effort just into the podcast side, or if we see a lot happening on YouTube, we'll put more content on YouTube. You know.
Mm-hmm. That's how we roll. And we thank you for listening. Keep coming back and listening more.
Yeah, absolutely. Much love. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Peace.